Coming up in just a bit on the show, we'll get into the NFL playoff divisional round. We've got an Elite Eight set up in the National Football League. But I was at Capital One Arena last night. I saw the Caps come back from down 2 goals in the third period for the first time all season. And the guy that scored both of those third period goals to send the game to overtime, Ethen Frank, is on the Ruud guest hotline. Ruud, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. Ethen, congrats on a huge night. How about that third period last night? Had to feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. Boys definitely needed a big win and knew that it was going to be a tough game against Montreal with how the game went in Montreal last time we played them. And so, we were excited to get that win.
Obviously, you potted a couple last night, but as you're skating through the first couple of periods, did you feel like you were going to get one? You know, do you ever have games like that where it's like, I know I haven't yet, but I'm about to?
Yeah, I think so. I think after the second period, I came back in the locker room. I can't remember who I was talking to, and I just kind of looked over at him, and I was like, I'm upset right now. I'm going to go hit somebody, or I'm going to do something to help get a spark going. And so I'm glad that goals are always more fun, so I'm glad it worked out.
Ethen Frank of the Capitals on Grant and Danny. Speaking of hits, you had a season high, I believe a career high, in hits last night. You're throwing your weight around. I was at the game, boards were rattling, and you're not a big guy. That isn't necessarily something I think about as a huge part of your game with your speed and your shot, but it did seem like, certainly late in the game, especially as you guys were turning up the forecheck, turning up the heat, that was a factor. What do you make of kind of the hit total yesterday that you had?
Yeah, I think it could kind of really wear down on a team. Obviously, they were playing a back-to-back, and obviously being physical is extremely exhausting, whether you're hitting or getting hit. And so I think us just trying to be more physical was able to wear them down a little bit better for us and give us more time and space with the puck.
What does a win like that do for you guys? It feels like, it's been, odd or even every other game. It's like you guys win one, then drop one. It's kind of I don't want to say treading water, but maybe it feels like that sometimes. Huge comeback win last night. What does that do for you guys going forward?
Yeah, I think it gives us a lot of confidence knowing that even without some of our top guys in the lineup, that we can still find ways to win games. And obviously, come playoff time in the end of the season, when we're making that push, it'll be good to have kind of in the back of our heads, knowing that we can still come away and win games, even if some guys aren't in the lineup.
Yeah, a lot of firepower missing last night as the Caps got an overtime win, came back from down 2-0 in the third period. No Tom Wilson, no Justin Sordiff, no Jacob Chikrin, of course, still no PLD. You didn't have Protas out there, but he's kind of working his way back into game shape at this point. So someone had to step up, and that someone was Ethen Frank, who scored a goal now in 3 in a row. One of 6 players on the Caps that has at least 10 goals this year. He has been fantastic. When this season began, it wasn't like you had a role, in the NHL carved out to be a daily player. You break into the lineup. Wasn't like you were going to be, a guy that was in there every day, and now you're invaluable, it feels like. Last couple of games, career highs with over 18 minutes on the ice. You've become a really important part of the puzzle here. Speak to the season you've had and just kind of the confidence that you've got right now and how much it's growing.
Yeah, I definitely think it's pretty typical a season as far as the ups and downs. Every player is going to have their peaks and valleys throughout the year, and didn't have the training camp I would have wanted. So not making the team out of camp was a dagger, but just knowing and believing in myself and knowing what kind of player I am, knew that I was going to get called back up eventually, and just try to make the most of it, and just try to bring more speed and more energy every night. And thankfully to the amazing group we have, is from the staff all the way down to the players to athletic trainers, equipment guys, and everybody in the organization is helping me feel more comfortable. And obviously, I'm trying to do what I can to help the team get more wins as the season goes along.
Ethen, I'm a sucker for post-game carbs in the locker room and the videos that we get that come out of you guys celebrating. It's a really tight-knit, close group, obviously. But last night, thought it was neat at the end of his quick little address of the team after the win. He goes to Dewey, and Doggy Duhame, he's asking him, what do you say about Ethen Frank? He's like, he's the best player in the world. He's the best player in the league. And then, Carbs basically points you out as kind of the star of the night. Everyone gives you a nice ovation, and he walks out of the locker room. First off, what did that mean to you when your coach is singling you out like that? But also, give me the backstory on why he went to Duhame. Does he often call you the best player or something?
Yeah, no, it means a lot. Obviously, kind of like we mentioned earlier, not having a spot out of camp and not having a great start to the season, just kind of being a call up, trying to find my way throughout the season. It means a lot. I've come a long way with with a lot of unseen work, and a lot of people don't know what I've had to do to get to this point in my life and career. And I think Duhaime will always just be bluntly honest, and he's always pumping everybody's tires. He's a great guy to have around the room, and one of the best teammates I've ever had.
How tough is that? This is such a veteran group, and it's been that way for a long time, even going back to the Stanley Cup. It's hard to rebuild with young players and also keep competing at a high level with incredible veterans like Ovi and company. How tough is that? I think we underrate that because your journey, like you were talking about, made me think about that. It's tough to crack a lineup of a bunch of vets with pelts on the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to give credit to the front office staff and the coaching staff for finding ways to make that work. Obviously, like you said, it's not easy. The game is definitely different than it was when those older guys were growing up and coming into the league, and they've done a great job of getting everybody to gel together and making sure that everyone's on the same page. And the leadership group, I can't speak highly enough about them. They do an amazing job of holding everybody accountable, but also bringing fun and smiles to the rink every day.
Ethen Frank with us on Grant and Danny. Played his college hockey at Western Michigan, a Denver, Colorado native who has made a splash for the Capitals this year. I'm curious, just off the beaten path a little bit here, but we're getting really excited around the studio for the Olympics and for Olympic hockey especially. 4 nations during last year's All-Star festivities. So good. You guys are going to be well represented, particularly on Team Canada with Tom Wilson and Logan Thompson. How much chatting about the Olympics coming up is there in the dressing room? I know that meant a lot to Willie specifically, but then also just the rivalries between countries and the chirping each other. What's that going to be like? I don't know if you're going to be rooting against Wilson or LT. I was wondering this last night. I'm talking to my buddy at the game, and I'm like, it's going to be so weird to be excited when a puck gets past Logan Thompson because the USA scores, but obviously I'm riding with the red, white, and blue, so it's going to be a fun thing.
Yeah, absolutely. There hasn't been too much chirping. Obviously, when all the rosters got announced, we gave those guys the credit that they deserved, and are extremely happy for them, and know that they're the kind of players that obviously that a country can need on their team. And so we're really, really happy and proud of them. And honestly, I don't know who I'm going to be cheering for. Obviously, you want to cheer for your country and want them to win, but just growing close to the guys on the team that'll be representing their respective countries, it'll be hard to cheer against them.
What do you wish from the international game, if anything, would come to the NHL? Something that they would adopt in terms of play style, just how the games work, et cetera.
Me, just kind of like you guys mentioned earlier with the speed, I would love the bigger ice sheet.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, just give me a little more space for those jet engines to be able to go. Do you think they'll make that change ever?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not really sure what kind of changes they're looking and trying to implement to the NHL now, and I'm sure something like that probably won't happen for quite some time. I think it would be pretty cool though. Just from my own perspective, I think it would be awesome for some rules like that to change.
Ethen Frank, an easy guy to root for. Been a blast to watch him get to the league over the last couple of years and really create a spot on the roster where he's become a necessity with the Capitals. You're listed 5'11". Are you a true 5'11"?
Yeah.
You said that with conviction.
I believe you.
You're definitely 5'11".
It's not a dating profile, 5'11"? We
take out the tape measure. Like, you're a 5'11".
Yeah, 100%. I just got a short haircut too, and so I have confidence in that. I wish I could milk out the 6 foot, but I'm not quite there yet.
I love that. And then I'm curious, like, everybody's got their roles. Mac had the big fight last night in Game 100, which was awesome. When is the last time you got into a fight in a hockey game? Have you ever been in like all right, everybody's watching us, we're dropping the gloves, like one-on-one fight?
Last time, I think I was 17 playing in the USHL for the Lincoln Stars. It's been quite some time, but I got absolutely blown up in open ice, and then one of my teammates tried to come to my defense, and he got blown up too, and so I figured I had to drop him on the spot, and both my parents were actually at that game, and my mom couldn't even watch. She had her hands over her eyes, and she was nervous and screaming and pretty mad at me after the game for doing that, but just felt like it was one of those things I had to stick up for myself and teammates.
I just love the that element of hockey, the sticking up for with Doggy must have been 2 weeks ago now, but you guys are getting even after a big shot that Leonard took, right? Weeks later at home, and he takes a fight against a big rig in Trouba, where you're like, dang, that's a little bit of a weight class disadvantage. Or last night with Matt getting into it after a big hit, we see Willie all the time. That element of hockey is awesome. I think a lot of non-hockey people go, you got to get rid of the fights, but it's so well policed in a sense, and there are these rules that everybody kind of operates by. There's this respect between fighters as well. I saw last week, I think it was Reeves saying, this guy gave me a fight last week, so I had to give him one tonight, even though I didn't want to, or whatever the deal was. There's like a whole set of unwritten rules to it. I mean, if you could kind of educate us on that, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's an awesome part of the game, and obviously very well respected. It's not every day you're walking up and down, your own job at the office or whatever, and you could just kind of take your tie off and fight some guy that you disagree with or that did something to you or one of your coworkers. So, like you said, it's a very well-respected part of the game. And I think the guys that partake in that are unbelievably honorable. And obviously you don't want to see the other guy get hurt. And so, like, anytime somebody goes down, I can't remember, I think it was this season, I think it was like Jordan Stahl got tangled up with a guy and put his hand behind his head as he was falling to the ice to make sure that he didn't get hurt and seriously injured there. And it's just small things like that. The guys are still looking out for each other, even though that you're just trying to kill the other guy by punching him in the face.
Ethen, away from the ice, non-hockey division, what is your favorite hobby?
We got a working dog right now, and so I take probably 2.5, 3 hours out of my day and bond with him, whether we're playing outside or training or doing all that. Other than that, I like to read when he's napping after we play, but I really don't do a whole lot other than training my dog and just kind of hang out at home.
What's a working dog for the uninitiated? What does that mean?
It's pretty much like a Belgian Malinois. We have a Dutch Shepherd, and they're used in police and military force. And
oh wow!
It's like they're bred for herding, I believe, originally. And so if you don't give them a job, they're going to tear up everything in your home. And we like to give him a job and make his life challenging and make him think through things. As you can tell, like he'll come up to a problem and he'll stop for a sec and you'll see his eyes kind of look around and you can see he's thinking about it. It's just really fun to see how smart this little guy is.
Most likely teammate to text you to go to lunch on the road?
Oh, that's a tough question. There's a lot of guys that would do that. Top of my head, first guy that came to mind is probably Connor McMichael.
All right, Mikey, very good. You need one teammate to do a 30-minute stand-up set and get the most laughs. Who are you nominating?
Oh, are they laughing with or at the
Could
team?
be either way. Whatever's better.
Question.
Either way, okay.
Yeah, you could go either way you'd like on that.
Honestly, I might say Doggy Duhame on that. He's got some good jokes, and his sense of humor is pretty funny to me personally, and so I'd have to say him.
The bill comes, and a handful of guys on the team are out having dinner. Who's most likely at that moment to get a phone call and leave the room?
Oh, that's a great question. I might have to say LT on that.
Ooh, with the new contract, no less.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And he's got a nice ride, too. I saw his brand new car over at Kettler.
Yeah,
LT48.
yeah. I think he would sneak away, and it might go unnoticed at the time. But I think a few hours later, some guys might bring it back up.
You had to go check on that new car.
Yeah.
You guys have a formal event, right? Like a charity event or something where everybody's getting dolled up. Best dressed? Who would show up worst dressed?
Best dressed. Probably Tom Wilson. That guy does not miss when he puts a suit on.
Handsome Tom.
And
Yeah, it must be nice.
worst dressed, I might have to say Sordiff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's had some unique, different outfits going for travel, and to games he's always good wearing the suit. But yeah, I think from what I've seen, probably traveling, he's had some of the funnier outfits.
Ethen Frank of the Capitals. All right, last one for me. Last show you've binged?
Last show I binged. It's been a while.
Are you like a TV movie guy?
Yeah, more movies, but TV shows.
What's a movie you watched that you liked recently?
It's been a while since I've seen any new movies, honestly. I know the last show that we just watched straight through was that Pluribus on Apple TV.
Oh, yeah, I just heard about that. I might have to throw that on the list. Was it good?
Yeah, that was a different show for sure. It's kind of unique.
Ethen, this is really cool to catch up with you, buddy. Great game last night, man. Really appreciate the time. Continued success.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Stay hot, Ethen.